The epidemiological situation is marked by an increase in cases in the last 2 weeks and an increase in the presence of the Delta variant in Quebec. We vaccinated so far 6.3 million people with a first dose and 5.2 million with a second dose so far. To make sure that everyone will receive a first dose and get a second one, we are missing 1.1 million people to be vaccinated by August 31st. This will allow us to reach 84% of the eligible population who will have received their 2 doses. And even if we are heading towards one of the highest vaccination rates in the world, it still leaves us with a lot of people unvaccinated. So that we do not have to reconfine and to avoid closing activities or businesses, the best way is vaccination. But we will also use the vaccination passport. Our goal is for the vaccination passport to allow adequately vaccinated people access to high-traffic public event and high-contact rate activities that are places of great socialization for non-essential activities and services. This is why we will start this week testing the QR code application with pilot project. So we will be deploying a first pilot project at La Cage Brasserie Sportive in Quebec City on August 11 and 12. And in the following week, we will be at a gym, Econo Fitness Vimont in Laval, on August 17 and 18. These 2 pilot projects, and maybe some others in a bar that offered themselves this morning, we will allow us to make the necessary adjustment to the application mechanics and to give the businesses covered by the passport the time to prepare for September 1st before making the application available to business and customers. When deployed, the reader application that will be available, and you can see a picture here of what the application would look like. It will be available on the App Store, Google Store, and mobile device of all generation. I remind you that the application will be completely free for commerce and for users. It will also work with the vaccine proof of paper if people are not able to use their phone for it. It will be delivered by mail, as we have done for the QR code. In the week of August 23rd, we will update you on this subject and will make it clear when and how businesses will be able to get the app, as well as the full list of targeted places. In conclusion, we invite Quebecers who have not already done so to take advantage of the rest of August to get their 2 doses of the vaccine. Remember that the risk of the vaccine are much lower than those of COVID in unvaccinated people. Thank you. Merci beaucoup.
I want to know how exactly it will work when people go into a bar or restaurant. Will this fall onto the backs of employees to enforce the QR code? And we already know, as my colleague in French pointed out, that there is a labor shortage. People are having a hard time finding workers. Now they have to assign someone to handle this as well.
Yeah. Well, this is exactly the reason that instead of having a theoretical approach with that, we are doing those 2 pilot projects. Tomorrow, and I don't know if I'll be there tomorrow or Thursday, but I want to see that what's happening, how the way they will suggest, because La Cage au Sport, that's La Cage Sportive, La Cage...
Brasserie Sportive.
La Brasserie Sportive, I think. But we took one restaurant, there is a lot of volume, and we want to see what can be done. Do we ask the passport at the entrance? Do we do this when you pay? There is a way that we want to go into detail with the owners. The approach in the gym could be different. The approach in a bar could be different. So I'm just saying that allow us a couple of weeks to have the chance for all those 3 kind of groups. I think we'll do the same thing with shows, like because we have the opportunity in the next few weeks to have a couple of shows where we could test that. So allow us a couple of those weeks. And when I'm back, not next Tuesday, but the following, I think in the week of the 23rd, we'll come back and we'll say, here's the way we want to do this. And I think we'll make also available those owners to tell you the way it works and how we can adjust to make sure that we make it as fluid and easy as possible for the commerce, but also for the customers.
The moment that you said that clients will have to be vaccinated, but employees won't, people have already jumped on this, accusing it of being hypocritical. Can you explain why clients will have to be vaccinated, for instance, at a bar, but the people working there won't?
Yeah. Well, as I said, we need to balance the way we have the actual law. And the law is very clear on employees. There is a code, and this code it's a right for the employees to be able to work. We think that in certain sector, and I think health is one, where we can ask for it because the people that our employees deal with are very vulnerable, which is not the case in a restaurant. So we need to balance the way we look at the way the law is written right now and the type of customers or patients that we are dealing with. I think if you ask me, we would prefer that everybody will be vaccinated. We need to deal with the equilibrium, and I think that we'll see. But again, I'm just saying that we still have 84% of the population, and those include workers in restaurants, in bars, and in shows. So I think we will see how it goes in the next few weeks, but that's our approach right now, to respect the law.